Have you ever gotten so mad you just can't control yourself? You ever have somebody say, Harambe's just a gorilla, and you just go, or you're in the middle of beating your meat, and the next thing you know, somebody trying to FaceTime you, or you ask your mom to bring home Popeyes because they doing that $5 box, and she bring home KFC? You're a Red Lantern now because Atrocitus is about to put a ring on it. Your rage has made you powerful. Welcome to the Red Lanterns. What's up, YouTube? It is your boy Paulo, and like I said, I was coming back, and your boy is here. He's back here with some new content. If you don't already know, I've already made one before, and this one is number 2 for my videos about Injustice 2. I am talking about all the new characters of the Injustice roster, the ones that weren't on the previous game, and what influence they may have on the universe that Injustice 2 takes place on, whether it's by their power, as in combative power, or political power. For example, somebody like the Flash has combative power. Like, he's important because when things go down, he's somebody you need on the battlefield. As for somebody who had somebody like Batman actually has more political power as a leader of the resistance, etc. He's good on the battlefield, but he's better at a political stance because he intellectually can rival or outmatch and defeat everyone in the DC universe. But today's video is about the one and only Lord of the Red Lanterns, Atrocitus.
With blood and rage of crimson red, ripped from a corpse so freshly dead. Together with our hellish hate, we'll burn you all. That is your fate.
Long ago, when the rogue manhunters rampaged through the Green Lantern Sector 666, Atrocitus was one of only 5 survivors in the entire sector. Remember, a sector is like a whole gathering of like solar systems. I think I might have to look up that again, but I might be wrong. But then again, I might be right. By the way, let's continue. After surviving, he and 4 other survivors formed a terrorist group named as the 5 Inversions. And basically, they were bent on the destruction of the Guardians of the Universe and all who they served. Well, who served them. I don't know. I can't read for shit. Why am I? See, that's why I don't use a script. I'm gonna just go off the top of my head like I usually do. But anyway, as for Atrocitus, he has not exactly the same powers as a Lantern, but similar powers. And he is part of the Red Lantern Corps. See, the Red Lantern Corps is one of 9 Lantern Corps who draw their power from the same emotional spectrum as all of the others, though this ring channels the power of rage, hate, and anger. And all Red Lanterns are all considered the angriest beings in the universe. And the Red Lantern Corps actually do not appear until the Sinestro Corps War storyline, foreshadowing another major event within that universe. And when it comes to the Injustice version of the DC universe, there's actually a lot of controversy and conflict going on with the Lanterns at the moment. Because if you've read the comic book, or at least kept up with even just the game itself, there aren't any actual Green Lanterns around anymore. And then there's some Yellow Lanterns, but not a whole lot. Because if you read the comic books, Superman wiped out the Green Lanterns with the help of the Yellow Lanterns, though the Green Lanterns didn't go down easily at all. They put up quite the fight, took down plenty of Yellow Lanterns, but really, there's not enough of anyone around to stop the Red Lanterns. Even the Blue Lanterns are basically gone, and all the other Lantern Corps besides them don't do much, or don't even have enough numbers or raw power to stop the Red Lanterns. The Red Lanterns are extremely vicious, aggressive, and powerful. They are relentless when it comes to their offenses. And with no one there to stop them, or the Green Lanterns around to keep them in check, Atrocitus has plenty of free space to cause all the destruction and bloodshed that he wants. And when it comes to Atrocitus himself, his own powers, he already having the super strength, the natural Green Lantern invulnerability, and basically being able to shoot projectiles and create constructs from his ring. And then not only that, he also has blood magic. Blood magic. Magic is the word we need to focus on. Because if anyone knows Superman well enough, Superman does not have a resistance to magic. And basically, I don't know if this blood magic will work on him or if it's exactly blood magic, but like it should. I haven't found anything that says it shouldn't. So if it can work, that makes Atrocitus extremely dangerous to Superman from a combative point. But personally, I do not believe Atrocitus can defeat Superman, sadly. But from a political standpoint, he can still be completely dangerous towards Superman because there's a lot of anger in the Injustice 2 universe right now. So not only is that easy recruits for Atrocitus, but that's more fuel and power for him, especially with all the bloodshed going on in the universe because of the rebellion and the resistance and etc. That's if Superman escapes. We don't exactly know the storyline yet, but it looks like he does. Especially going off of what Wonder Woman said to Blue Beetle in that trailer, it kind of gives us the idea that the resistance and the Civil War is still going on. So if that's going on, that's free fuel for Atrocitus, followed by the fact that without the Green Lanterns or Yellow Lanterns there to get in the way of the Red Lanterns, Atrocitus could have a whole nother army that he's created from the other side of the universe and bring it to come take over Earth. Now that is definitely a threatening situation that would be extremely difficult for Superman and even Batman's regime. Well, resistance. I don't know why I said regime. Superman's regime. Batman's resistance. Now, anyway, there was another comic known as The Red Daughter of Krypton. And this was when Supergirl herself became a Red Lantern. And theoretically, she was the strongest person in the DC universe for that moment. Though that's just a theory, because Supergirl herself is said to have more potential than Superman himself, because she orbited around the sun a lot longer than he did, followed by the fact she has a Red Lantern ring and it's Kryptonian. That combination is extremely dangerous. If you look at the comics and look at when Superman had a Yellow Lantern ring and he was strong enough to drive an entire planet through the sun while getting blasted with an extremely large and powerful Green Lantern beam, then you'd understand how dangerous a Supergirl could be with the Red Lantern ring, which is far more aggressive than the Yellow ring. And followed by the fact that Supergirl herself is known to be less emotionally stable as Superman. She has had a lot more built up anger and frustration than Superman has, and she's had less practice controlling and venting out that anger than Superman has as well. So she would be a threat to Superman on her own. She'd be a threat to everybody in the Injustice universe if she had a Red Lantern ring. But then again, many Red Lanterns don't have a lot of control over themselves unless they get dipped into the I think the blood lake or the blood pond. I can't remember what it's called. It's like a big body of blood that Red Lanterns need to be dipped in to even get control over themselves. Otherwise, they're in a completely bloodthirsty state of mind, causing destruction everywhere. Remember, Supergirl's a Kryptonian that can compete with Superman, who's now powered by a red ring. So she'd be extremely dangerous if Atrocitus wasn't there to control her, and that's another bad thing. Atrocitus would have not complete, but partial mental control over Supergirl. Supergirl would become his weapon that he can use against Superman, Batman, or anybody. Not only that, but followed by the fact that if you were to remove a Red Lantern ring, that's basically suicide. Because the Red Lantern ring replaces your heart. So basically, removing it is almost not an option. Though there is a story where she did remove the ring and survived somehow. Matter of fact, that is the Red Daughter of Krypton story. Well, how it ended at least. So if you haven't seen that, you should check it out. But on to even more. With what's going on at the moment in the Injustice universe, there are a lot of other heroes other than just Supergirl that are vulnerable. There are plenty of other heroes that could potentially become a Red Lantern out of pure frustration. This only adds more and more power for Atrocitus himself, only making him even more of a threat. Like the possibilities are so high. There's so many possibilities that can make Atrocitus more and more dangerous. And remember, Atrocitus is a bloodthirsty, ruthless, emotionless villain. There's nothing that they can use against him other than just flying in and whooping his ass. I mean, yeah, nothing else to stop him with. He doesn't care about anything. He actually wants to destroy everything else, and he sees all of his other lanterns as basically his pawns that are there for his use and his control. I mean, there might be some he might be slightly attached to, but not really. He'd kill them for his own purposes if he has to. I mean, yeah, he's a villain. I mean, come on now. And then, lastly, Atrocitus is just strong as hell on his own, to be honest. Yeah, if Atrocitus showed up by himself, he'd be more dangerous than Sinestro, in my opinion. Because there are hardly any or any lantern that is pulled up on Atrocitus, to be honest. I mean, if you read the comic books, you saw Wonder Woman pull up on Sinestro and beat the hell out of him in 3 seconds. That wouldn't go down the same way with Atrocitus. Just saying. Oh, and Atrocitus likes cats.